Hi and welcome under the moon tree, and welcome to our 2026 year of the fire horse reading. Happy Chinese New Year and the year to come. And it's a very rare occasion. For me, it's my first year of the fire horse, probably for many of you as well, and some of you, for some of you, it may be the second. Not arguing if it's your third, but it occurs once every 60 years. So those on their third might be very secretive extremists. and I would like to thank you and send you lots and lots of love for everyone who has subscribed and everyone who has liked and commented. You are much loved and appreciated, and also welcome everyone who is new here. Let us get on to our reading now and see what messages this new year will bring. Let us clear our minds and clear this space for messages to come through and messages to come through. Dear Spirit, our guides who love us unconditionally, what message do you have to share? Actually, I feel called to take us an ancestor oracle and an animal guide to start with. And since I first put my hands on the ancestors, I noticed my voice was suddenly breaking after I did the space clearing and felt the hoarseness in my throat. So maybe something about speaking up, communication, or clearing the voice, speaking your truth, and knowing when to knowing when to speak and when to hold your silence coming out. And now my voice is okay. The hoarseness went. The hoarseness. I felt a tug on the cards. The sun, very fiery energy. Yeah. Enjoy success and happiness for your year of the fire horse. Feeling also the energy of enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment, and things coming into clarity things coming into light on different levels. But the strong energy of the traditional sun meanings in tarot, as well as here in the ancestor cards. Happiness and success. Auspicious New Year. Like they would wish you in the east, I think. And good luck. And dear spirit, our animal guides, there's a cat hair here. Jerry, my cat Jerry, is right beside me, sleeping here. Cat hair for good luck. And we have the dolphin. I think this card says this and that are true. Yes, it says this and that are true. Card number 20. And speaking of happiness, dolphin is, or I'm called to say dolphins are, as in together, they often are the most joyful, one of the most joyful creatures, playful, a lot of playfulness. In the dolphins, and they are extremely good communicators. Coming to my mind with the hoarseness of my voice. And they can communicate extremely long distances. Also in ways that we may not fully comprehend. Is it telepathy? Is it a network of because yeah, they are also symbols of strong telepathy, but they also have this way of, we here on a tarot channel may strongly suspect that it is spiritual as well, but they can communicate very, very vast distances, but also they can very, very fast. For instance, a group of dolphins on one part of the world learns something, and in a very short time, other dolphins on the other side of the planet have been known to pick up the same habits, so that the message has been delivered one way or another faster than it would be possible for those dolphins, and they don't swim such long distances, but faster than it would be possible without very, very finely developed communication networks. Don't know why this came up. Okay, I want to take you another power animal, because my hand was faster than my thought, which may also be important, but sometimes your spiritual psychic gifts may manifest in ways like clairaudience, clairvision, but also like you just do it. The squirrel spirit. Believe in yourself. The tiny squirrel sitting on its huge acorn here. Possibly going like, is this too, in case of a squirrel, he's not pondering if he's got too much on his plate or if it's too much to chew on, but he's probably pondering if he can manage storing that for his acorn stash. And he's got the tiny acorn in his hand, and he's like looking, should I just take this small acorn, cause I'm sure I can manage that, but what about these? Oh, there's two large acorns, one super huge and the other that is still quite large. But I think this squirrel here, he's got a look like, okay, I think this is it, and he's ready to put the small one aside. Like time to get into the real business here with the true acorn, I hear. Yeah. Okay, let us take some tarot. Which deck? We have two decks. I think we shall take tarot from both. And what I was saying about the dolphins, of course, the communications across vast distances in the case of us humans these days. There's a strong connection to the internet, and I feel I felt when yeah, I'm called to tell you this, when the internet came and we first got the internet in our house, though I had been using emails, writing from a net cafe and watching news and such, but they were short periods, of course. When we got the internet in our house, I felt that at first I was like so overjoyed that when I'm searching and finding pages and putting them on bookmarks, this was sometime around 2003 maybe, that I'm like making a map of my mind space, and it's so beautiful, all the things that I'm connecting to. and this was like the honeymoon phase of the internet for me. And then suddenly I started to see more and more the horrible side. Now my voice went, hear it, became hoarse again when I started to speak about that. Yeah, and then I started to see the horrible side, how vast it is. And that was kind of the honeymoon phase ended. But then, of course, it became my relationship with the internet became balanced. But that is maybe, especially in these times, and there is also, now that we have grown, all of us, even those of us who were already adults when the internet came, we have grown together with it, and we have learned new eyes to see, hopefully, to see through the vast propaganda, whether propaganda or just outright bullshit. That there is so much of it, and that like pops up, and sometimes it grows out of proportion, and sometimes there's just a lot of these little pop all around, that we even learn to ignore so much of that. But when times, at certain times, it's, I think, important to make a check, to remember that, like, yeah, it's, if you get pulled into, even though they are true things, if you get pulled too much to the one side of, like, the heavy load side of the internet, and kind of, because it has become a part of our mind space. Like when I had my honeymoon with the internet, and I felt like this is a beautiful map of my mind space, but it is also kind of like everything, like our social network with our families, our friends, our people surrounding us. Media has always been part of that, but the same way that they become wired to our heads, that we have cords, the same way we are wired to the internet, to the media. And now, as people, not as journalists or politicians or media professionals, whatever, but just us, the so-called normal people, like normal YouTube oracles here, our mind space is wired to our social connections, and likewise to the internet. And it's kind of, yeah, like, speaking of when people need to do cord cuttings, or checking those cords, if there are, what they are, it's good to do those kinds of cord checkings and possibly cord cuttings with the internet as well, and to check the balance of the joyful dolphin side of the internet, and and the dangerous seas with all the sea monsters, some of which are very real. And then another, oh my god, this went very deeply with the dolphins. I have to show it to you again. I'm getting the vision, a vision of the dolphins. And this is true, there are many cases. Dolphins have saved people from sharks, and they are kind of like, I feel they are kind of like protectors of these. Well, I'm saying it as it comes out, protectors of the innocents. They see a human who is, well, very innocent in the water, diving or swimming, not really even belonging in that element actually. And they are known to have driven away sharks. How do they do it? By communication. They are no match to sharks. And it's not known what exactly are they saying to those sharks. But yeah, and also they have been known to like try to help the human to get up to your boat now. Go away, that's too much for you to handle. Let me drive away the shark now. So yeah, that is how dolphins work on their World Wide Web of the seas. Okay, we're getting 2 cards from here. 3 cards. Let's see what we have at the bottom of the deck. We have the High Priestess at the bottom. A year of heightened psychic abilities, telepathy, clairs coming up very strongly. What with the dolphin talk, and then we have unity, which is card number 5, and in traditional tarot it is the card of the High Priest. And everything that I said about the dolphins, yeah, unity, spiritual unity, connection, connecting, and this is quite important because I did a short where the unity and the High Priestess from this deck also both came out. It was a week ago, I think. And in that same reading, I think, I don't remember exactly, but the Emperor may have come out as well. Archangel Michael. And for some of you, the High Priest meeting the High Priestess, High Priestess meeting the High Priest, whether they represent physical male or female or just counterparts, but is whatever you associate with. Doesn't mean gender, but these qualities and counterparts coming together, maybe in love very strongly. If this is love, it is an extremely strong soul connection, which can be very telepathic between two people, very spiritual bonds, and same goes for friendship or other type of partnership connection, like for instance finding a how should I say, for some reason I don't want to use the teacher in a traditional sense, but yes, teacher is a good word, but a teacher and student relationship that is working on an equal basis. A teacher sharing, flowing with you, not telling you things from above kind of way. Yeah, like true teacher. But yeah, especially in friendship, in love, strong connection, and absolutely, if you are on the twin flame path, or a special soulmate, it is a sign of union, of unity. And then this Archangel Michael, because this happens in my reading, he for me represents my twin flame, who was named after Archangel Michael. So it's like an added bonus thumbs up sign for the previous. And the year of the fire horse, of course, intensifies everything, including our connections. And then we got the King of Earth. And as I was speaking about the intense year of the firehouse, he tells us to remember to ground ourselves. Yet at the same time, he is the most grounded of the kings. But he's also kind of like the material miracle maker. He is the alchemist king, one who can make that lead into gold, and one who has the so-called Midas touch. And part of his gift is, I'm hearing this now, because the story of King Midas is actually quite a sad story, that everything he touches turns to actual gold, and so he can no longer eat. But this king of earth, in his case, his true gift, your gift, this year of the fire horse, with the sun, the golden sun, is the gift of seeing the gold in everything. That is what turns the lead into gold. There's a rain. Yes, the rainbow behind him was speaking to me very strongly. The rainbow and the butterfly. Yeah, I'm called to take tarot from another oracle. This is the good tarot. Tarot from another tarot, I meant to say. There was the, since it was so looking at me, I saw the card, so I will show you as well. The Queen of Air. Again, through seeing through illusions. And coming up right after the King of Earth with his many-layered gift of the Midas touch in a good way. The Queen of Air is the Queen of a good time to focus on your career or work or creative projects. A very good card for auspicious time of bringing such projects forth, or new things in your work or creative life. The Chariot. Year of the fire house, of course we needed the Chariot. Going forth. And oh, I forgot to talk about the balance with the Emperor actually, and the grounding. He's one. And the King of Pentacles. They are both grounded, balanced, bringing structure to this kind of energy of the year of the fire horse. Is like, one could say that it's like the wildfire that has a lot of, like fire is used to cleanse, to purify, to enlighten, and it is also I'm getting this vision now of when we burn ground to make it more fertile. When the fire is controlled, when we do that, when we plant fields. I don't know what it's called in English. It's called kaskenpoltto in Finnish, for any Finnish viewers. That's what I'm meaning. When we do this kaski burning, it is like controlling the wildfire. But the wildfire, if it's just spreading out of control in the well, we know. So you have both the Emperor and the King of Pentacles showing that those grounding energies, and the Chariot in this regard is the best of the horse cards, so to speak, that it speaks of balance of mind and emotion, of balance. Here they are, the white horse and the black horse, like yin and yang as well, of the energies that are traditionally associated with the feminine energy and the masculine energy. Like the High Priest and the High Priestess that just came out. Yes, it's the year of the fire horse, but you can keep those horses in check. And with such controlled burning, achieve some important things. But who is speaking from behind? I didn't notice it at first. The 7. Okay, we ran out of space on the camera. Just as I was saying, I put some more wood on the fire as well. And after that happened, I was saying that the 7 of air had been it had been very sneakily hidden behind the Chariot. I didn't notice it for a while. It had been sneaking behind your well-balanced fire horses, and the 7 of air, or the 7 of swords, is the very card of sneaky energies and trying to get away with things, maybe behind somebody's back and so forth. But the 7 of air was caught, so that is one sign. Yeah, it was caught. You can't sneak behind the fire horse. You can't sneak behind the fire horse. Why can't you sneak behind the fire horse? You will come to light. Oh yeah, and same goes for this fire horse. Is driven by the High Priestess and be in unity with the High Priest. So no sneaky business. That was the first message. But also I'm getting the message, because this is the Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. I'm pretty sure, at least I think it's Colette Baron-Reid. I will write it in the description as always. And I don't remember what her booklet says about the Seven of Air, but as we look at it, at the symbolism, and as it often is in her Good Tarot cards, it's very different. Traditionally, like in the Rider-Waite inspired cards, there's a character sneaking away from a battlefield or a camp, a soldier's camp maybe, and looks like he's sneaking away with some other people's swords there. But here, or trying to. I just see some, yeah, I think I saw some fireballs going on. Not what I saw. But in this card, we have this woman with a bird mask, and she is surrounded by these geese and two doves behind her, and the light, and there's one small bird. I think it's a bird, might even be a butterfly, on her knee. And she has wings. She has wings. And I'm getting a strong message. I don't know, I don't have the booklet here, what Colette Baron-Reid's booklet says about this. But in connection with the things we spoke about, work or creative projects, possibly for some of you may be connected to spirituality or spiritual projects, the work, and both the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. There's our King of Pentacles. With his prosperity, abundance, and his ability to both to turn lead into gold, and what I said about the Midas touch, but the Midas eyes, that of seeing the gold, awakening the potential, seeing the gold in everything, and thus turning it into gold. Here I have a very strong message of this woman. She's not a devious sneak. She doesn't have ill intentions towards these birds, but she is wearing her yeah, my throat went again. I'm getting this vision that she has snuck in amongst those birds, seeking their company, the connection of the bird people, wearing her bird mask. And I'm getting this message of the saying, fake it till you make it. Not meaning actually lying, not meaning lying in a devious way, but actually living with these birds, like assimilating to become one of them, the fake it till you make it, in that sense. Walk your talk till you make it as well. And look what has happened. She came there wearing her bird mask and, yeah, getting a very shamanic energy as well, of like when the shaman dances with the animal masks, for instance, and becomes a true shapeshifter. Yeah, that vision for someone. She came with a bird mask, but now she has grown wings. She has grown true wings. And that, I feel, was a very strong message. And somehow I feel almost like she is now that dove rising above to meet her counterpart. Yeah. And somehow the camera ran out of space twice or three times. I don't even remember anymore. Again, the sneaky energy. That was like trying to stop this important message from coming through, but it did. Because then I understood that I hadn't actually gotten rid of the files in the where they go to the trash bin. They were still there, so the space was still minimal. That's if that is a part of the reading, remember to check if there's something in your trash bin, whether literally or symbolically. But yeah, I think we will take one more ancestor oracle to finish this reading, and wish you a very happy new year of the fire horse to come. Yes, Spirit, our guides. Hermit, retreat and recharge. Meditate. Strong balance again. With the fire horse. And it's, yeah, a very important message for highly fiery and energetic times, if such times these may be, like the fire horse suggests. Not to burn the candle at the but both ends. Whether mentally or physically. He is resting, meditating and recharging and extremely focused at the same time, and I see he is sitting in a crystal cave. I think we need one more, and then I thank you and let you go. Thank you everyone who stayed to the end. Dear Spirit. Mountains, stand your ground. Of fire and earth. And again, the grounding, importance of grounding. And these mountains, I see them now at this moment like they are reflected on water. Balance of the elements. Remember to drink water, but also the as above, so below. Thank you. Have a very, very beautiful year of the fire horse. I wonder where did I put the sun? Here. Beautiful, auspicious year of the fire horse. Love you very much. Thank you. If you like the reading, give it a thumbs up. And I hope to see you next time. Namaste.